Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Showcase Central, episode 27. I'm your host, Nate Branco here, and this afternoon I have a couple of announcements. I also want to talk about teams that are on the rise come October, making a push towards October as we head in September pretty soon, and also some teams that we're witnessing downfall ever since the All-Star game. But we are also going to talk about Field of Dreams a little bit. I also heard an announcement earlier before I actually got on here about next year's Field of Dreams. And we're also going to talk about where the All-Star game will be going in 2028. This and so much more. Let's get right into it. I'm excited. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. It's nice out, so let's just shoot out a quick video and let's do this. All right. So, as of right now, let's talk about teams that are on the rise, man. So, some teams, right? Number one, I got Detroit. Who knew that this would actually happen? Losing Tarek Skubal and Casey Miz, wherever you want to call him. Detroit is 60-61. They are 7-3 in their last 10 games. They are now crawling from fourth in the division to second now. I mean, granted, the AL Central is just as bad as the AL West, but hey, they are now 2.5 games behind the Chicago White Sox, and I believe they are a game and a half behind. No, wait. Yeah, they are a game and a half behind the AL wildcard spot, at least the last spot for it. They actually just recently shut down the Cleveland Guardians in a game 3-0 in a game without recording a strikeout. Crazy, I know. So let's just say ever since Skubal and Mize were gone from the team, they actually got some reinforcements. They got Jackson Joby back from injury and also have Drew Anderson. They have returned to the rotation. And also, you guys remember Troy Melton? Pretty much he was a bullpen guy last year in the playoffs, and he also was pretty much an occasional starter. So let's just say he's been sneaky underrated this year. This dude has a beautiful ERA with an 8-1 record. You have Troy Melton and Kader Montero. They have been kicking ass in the bullpen, picking up the slack that a waste of a contract such as Framber Valdez and the injuries to Justin Verlander and Jack Flaherty. So, let me tell you this, guys. Just from what I told you right there, that rotation, they've been solid. And obviously, it seems as if the Tigers are actually starting to figure things out with their bats and their newfound rotation in which they don't actually have their ace anymore. I know as of right now, Valdez is the ace, but he's having a shit year, man. At this point, I think Troy Melton is the freaking ace. He's sure playing like one, especially as of late, because whew. But anyways, there's one flaw about that Tigers team, it's the bullpen. They still have a shit pen, and it is ranked 26th in the MLB. That is pretty much like the fourth worst in baseball. But I do feel that if Detroit keeps playing the way they're playing, that a spot in the wild card is guaranteed for them. You know, you have teams such as the Twins, you have the Cleveland in front of you a little bit, we'll get to Cleveland in a little bit, man, because holy. But anyways, yeah. Things are looking on the up and up. Max Clark's killing it, man. And ever since a call-up, Kevin McGonagall, Dylan Dingler. You know, I like it. They're starting to figure things out. Great for Detroit. They are not the only one, actually, that are starting to figure things out. Look at the San Diego Padres, man. I feel like they woke up at the best time. They decided to kick ass in the second half of the season. We all know that they picked up Ray, they picked up Mize. Mason Miller's been having a phenomenal reliever season. Their guys are starting to, another team that's actually starting to figure it out, like certain players. You have Jackson Merrill, who's been on fire lately. You look at this Padres team, man. They've actually swept the Marlins. They swept the Rockies. They swept the. They actually had a sweep against the Brewers just recently, and they had series wins against the Giants. And they had a split against the Diamondbacks, I believe. And then they had the series win against the Astros. I remember watching that. So they've been killing it, and this is great. Jackson Merrill's probably been on he's been on a tear, just killing it. I love it. And that's what the San Diego Padres fans were looking to see, that resurgence coming out of him. I am a big Merrill guy, so that's what I love to see. Fernando Tatis Jr., he's been struggling for months to even try to hit homers and such and try to get that power back. Now he's found it. Manny Machado as well. Oh, man. They're back. And then, they have a breakout season in their catcher, Luis Capansuno. I think that's how you say his name. But those guys have been killing it lately. The starting pitching could be a little better, but the bats are hot. I think Slam Diego is back. As of right now, they actually, on this tear that they've been on, they actually have the second wild card spot in the National League. What does that tell you right there, folks? They woke up. Slam Diego, baby! All right, and another team I want to list here is the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they've been just as good. They've been pretty solid. They've been hanging in there. They're a team that I don't think anybody expected to be good. I thought everybody they were just going to be there. But they're actually holding their own. They're holding their own with the Padres, battling out for second place in the division. They've been toe-to-toe with the Dodgers as of late, so that's just freaking great, man. And, everything is also looking on the up and up for Arizona. The NL West, it's hot right now. It may not be the Dodgers that are hot, but we're seeing the under-the-radar teams actually looking freaking solid. This team, I actually just mentioned them a little bit ago. What the hell happened to the Cleveland Guardians? Oh my God. Let's just say their owner decided to spend money, make moves this trade deadline. And what happened? It's bitten them in the ass. Jo Adell, Foster Griffin, they have not been great, including Craig Yoho, one of their bullpen guys. So they bought big, and they went from second to fourth. That team disintegrated. Now they are under 500. Ramirez has been mid as fuck, Stephen Vogt has been pressing the wrong button, whether it's him plugging holes here and there, just even working with the bullpen too. But at the same time, I wouldn't blame everything on Stephen Vogt. I would say part of him. But at the same time, these players are underperforming. Ramirez, he's getting old. How the hell are we seeing this so early? I believe Ramirez is 33, 34. We cannot be seeing this early. You're not an NFL player where when you hit that age as a wide receiver and next thing you know, you're washed. I believe if Ramirez keeps playing the way he does, then this will probably be his first ever sub 800 OPS season ever. Insane. And Jose Ramirez has been one of the most consistent third basemen. Never mind, actually, not only that, but ball players. You know, he's always hitting 30 for 30. Well, 30-30. He's always hitting that like almost every single year. He's fun to watch. He's the heart and soul of Cleveland. And I know he's been injured for a little while this year, but maybe it's just that. But I just hope this is not the decline of him. Because I think he still has a lot to give in this game of baseball. He shouldn't be disintegrating in front of our very eyes. You know, Jose Ramirez in the postseason is something that I like to see. And also, it's not even just him. These young guys have been choking in the big moments. You know, Manzarado, Bazana, Parker Masick. Who's another one? You can throw Gavin Williams in there. I mean, those two were just pitchers. And then, you know, Chase DeLauder. That's just to name a couple, guys. That's just to name a couple. And the bullpen is ass. The bullpen is booty. But I want to give a shout out to Cade Smith. He's probably been the only one that's been amazing. He's top, believe it or not, I believe he's top 2 in saves this year behind Mason Miller. Great on him. He deserves all the recognition. But this Cleveland team needs to turn it around because this is the bad time to choke. Especially Cleveland. Cleveland should not, if this move happens, I hope they don't fire Stephen Vogt after this, because he's been a consistent guy for them, but one bad season shouldn't change the owner's outlook on him. He's a 2-time AL Manager of the Year, and one bad season shouldn't ruin it for him. But if Cleveland can get on a nice roll, then maybe the playoffs for them. But as of right now, it's rocky. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things right now. But we'll see what happens. Another team that is very shitty this year, and this one I've talked about probably quite a few times already, the Seattle Mariners. Underwhelming to watch. Cal Rowley's been ass. Rodriguez, just cringe. Rosarena, it's probably been alright. They actually just brought Colt Emerson down to AAA because he's been underperforming, and just everything about that team. It's just what the hell. And Dan Wilson, bye-bye. I think you're gone. Needs leadership on that team. There needs to be new leadership in management. And if anything, I think the owner needs to go. No, I'm sorry. The GM needs to go. Jerry Dipoto. This guy. What the hell? He's not doing anything to help this team. And Seattle didn't really do much at the deadline. So that also doesn't help the cause. But those are the only two teams I could really say that are getting their asses whooped as of late. But hey, it is what it is. I don't see much happening for Seattle. That's the team that everybody was expecting to win the AL West, but that might be going to Houston or Texas. But Seattle sure let down a lot of people this year. Alrighty, let's talk about Field of Dreams, guys. So, the Phillies actually won 7-1. No, wait, I'm sorry. I'm missing out. I'm missing out on another team. The Philadelphia Phillies. Also been on a slump as of late. They may be in trouble. They are hanging on a thread to the last wild card spot. They are half a game above the Arizona Diamondbacks for the last spot. They are 10-15 since the All-Star break. Wheeler's been struggling. Arias, he had a great few games. And what happened? He's had a cold bat. He's been batting at least 200. Bryson Stott. What the hell? Alec Bohm recently got benched. And now he's back in the lineup, playing first base. Harper and Schwarber, they can't have consistent bats. I don't know. But somehow they are 64-57. They still have an above 500 record. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with Philadelphia. They made a nice move with Arias at the deadline. But they're choosing the wrong time to play bad. Listen, I know they won yesterday. They won yesterday 7-1 against the Twins, which I will just address to you guys right now for Field of Dreams. So that was cool. And Nola had a season high 9 strikeouts. And Kyle Schwarber hit 2 home runs. That man was the Corn Man MVP. So there's that. So, yeah. This lineup needs to figure it out. Don Mattingly needs to sit this team down. Be like, hey, let's go sweep the Twins. Let's go on a nice roll here. Bullpen needs to wake up. This lineup needs to wake up. But if Philadelphia can get on a nice stretch, then I could see them being second in the wild card for the National League, or I don't know, they just stay content where they are and miss the playoffs, because this is probably the last hoorah for that team before they all start getting older and their window eventually closes. Since I had already just mentioned the Field of Dreams to you guys, I'll mention what I heard earlier. Field of Dreams 2027, the Red Sox versus the Kansas City Royals. Oh man, I'm excited about that one. I really am. I was curious before that game. I'm like, I wonder when the Red Sox are going to get one, or if they ever get one. So there's that. Now I have something to look forward to next year, which will probably end up on Netflix, just like this last night's game was. So, guys, apparently a few days ago, it was Pope Hat Night giveaway. 40,000 White Sox fans went all out for their Pope Leo. Pope Leo, when he was named the Pope, he actually pretty much said that he was a Chicago White Sox fan, and they dedicated that freaking giveaway to him. So that was cool. That was something. Some fans even went all crazy, dressed up as popes and such. So that was pretty cool. Alrighty. Very last announcement I got for you guys. So, next year's All-Star game, it will be in Wrigley Field. 2028 will be in San Francisco. This will be for the 4th time ever in its history. So, yeah, there's that. Not much today, guys. It's just mostly who's hot, who's cold. Couple announcements here and there. But anyways, I just want to say Thank you for joining me on today's episode. Enjoy your Friday. You know what? Enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys on Monday for episode 28 of Showcase Central. Like and subscribe on this video and my channel. Be safe, guys. Have a great one.